never thought a story could start with such a normal sentence and then get so horrifically terrifying. Let me read you this story. In 2012, a family bought an old house in Edmonton, Canada. The house was built in 1910 and had seen better days, but the price was shockingly low. They thought they got a lucky deal until strange things started happening. At first, his parents assumed it was because of how dark and dusty it was down there. She didn't think much of it at first, but then she noticed that her dog was growling and wouldn't go near the basement door. And this is when she began to suspect something sinister was lurking in the shadows below. The creature's skin was a sickly gray, stretched tight over its bones, giving it an emaciated appearance. That single word echoed in her mind long after she had run away. Then one night, Jason was found wandering in the street in front of their house, his entire body covered in new symbols, including a perfect circle carved into his leg. The doctors couldn't explain these markings, and neither could the parents. She couldn't shake off the feeling that it was a warning, a promise of things to come. The buyer of their home was a wealthy individual who, after hearing their chilling tale, expressed little concern, dismissing their fears as overactive imaginations. On the day of the sale, the family stood before their now empty house, tears streaming down their faces. As they turned to leave, the newly rich owner approached them. He revealed that he had plans to renovate the house, fix it up, and perhaps make a profit by selling it again. It had been summoned in the basement of the house during an ancient ritual and had become trapped there ever since. This is why Jason was targeted with visions and physical attacks. The entity wanted to possess him completely, turning him into its host. The Jinn used Jason as a pawn, manipulating him to carve the sigils onto his own body, unknowingly opening a doorway for the entity to slip through. The basement, with its musty smell, flickering shadows, and underground location, provided the perfect environment for the Jinn to reside and grow in power. The family's story is a grim reminder of the unseen forces that may be lurking in our midst, waiting for their chance to strike. He even invited them in to show them his ideas, but they politely refused, unwilling to set foot inside the cursed house again. Remember, not every ghost comes to scare you. Some come to take your place. You never know when it will happen. Just keep your head down and your guard up. If you want to support, please subscribe and like the video. Until next time, stay safe. Even at the age of 8, he understood that something sinister was unfolding within their home. The house stood abandoned for months, shrouded in mystery and fear. Rumors spread through the town about the previous owners and the supernatural events that had transpired there. It became known locally as the haunted house on Maple Street. They found out that the house wasn't just haunted. It was a gateway, a portal used in ancient times for summoning spirits and Jinn. A Jinn is a supernatural spirit in Islamic demonology. Similar to demons or devils in other belief systems, they can be good or evil, but are generally considered neutral, capable of both great good and great evil. They are often depicted as elemental beings associated with the 4 classical elements: fire, water, earth, and air. Jinn can possess humans, influence their thoughts and actions, and even cause physical harm. They are also known for their ability to appear in different shapes, including animal form. He knew that if he didn't escape the house, he might be forever trapped inside. Many people watched in morbid fascination as the wrecking ball tore through the house, destroying the physical manifestation of the family's nightmare. From that day forward, the basement became her domain, a place where she kept her nightmares and avoided at all costs. But as time passed, the terror intensified. The entity's presence seemed to grow stronger, its hold on their lives becoming more suffocating. Finally, unable to bear the torment any longer, they made the agonizing decision to sell the house. Its hands were gnarled and twisted, like the roots of an ancient tree. She stumbled back, knocking over a nearby bucket. The clatter echoed in the small space, momentarily breaking the creature's focus. It turned its head towards the sound, its eyes glowing brighter. She screamed at the top of her lungs and dropped her phone. The screen going blank, probably dead now, she thought. She turned and ran, not daring to look back. But soon the boy was too scared to even stay on the same floor as the basement. He claimed that he could hear footsteps and whispers coming from the stairs. Every time he tried to tell his parents what he heard, he would break down crying. His parents, thinking it was all nonsense, decided to ignore it. Their youngest son, Jason, started waking up screaming, "There's a man in the corner with no face." His parents thought it was all in his imagination. It wouldn't be until days later that they realized their home may not be as peaceful as they hoped. It all began when Jason, who was only 8 years old, started refusing to go to the basement. Meanwhile, the mother started waking up with scratch marks on her arms, armed with nothing but her cell phone. She crept down the creaky basement stairs. It's dim, glow illuminating swirling dust particles in the air. As she descended further, a cold gust of wind seemed to materialize out of nowhere, causing the loose skin on her arms to bunch up like she was suddenly old and frail. The air grew heavy, making it difficult to breathe. The silence was deafening, broken only by the pounding of her heart. Then she heard a noise, slow and deliberate footsteps somewhere in the darkness behind her. Paralyzed with fear, she turned slowly, and that's when she saw it. One night, unable to shake off the growing feeling of dread, she decided to confront whatever was down there. Standing before her was a tall, transparent figure. Its eyes burned with an eerie green light, illuminating its grotesque facial features. As she fled, she heard the creature let out a guttural voice, whispering in a language that seemed to predate humanity itself. The following weeks brought a horrifying escalation of events. Doors slammed shut on their own, lights flickered, and strange symbols appeared on the walls. Jason was rushed to the hospital, his parents frantically trying to piece together what might have caused such a bizarre reaction. The incident left an indelible mark on him. With his parents' help, he managed to escape each night, staying with relatives or friends. But as they prepared to move on with their lives, the nightmare took another sinister turn, and thus their ordeal came to an end. They moved away from the city, hoping to start a new life free from the haunting specter of their past home. Then one day, construction crews arrived. They worked quickly to demolish the structure, bringing it down to its bare bones. After the house was demolished, the paranormal investigators came in to analyze what happened to this family. The investigators believed that the malevolent entity that tormented the family was a particularly powerful and vengeful Jinn. It is believed that the Jinn chose to bond with the youngest son, Jason, seeing him as a vessel through which it could regain its power. In essence, the Jinn had laid dormant in the house for decades, patiently waiting for someone to inadvertently release it. Thank you for listening. Now you know a bit more about the world, and maybe now you know how to survive in it.